get ready, because you about to be an ATLien.
So as you know, Whoopi Goldberg was suspended from The View this week after saying what many people felt were anti-Semitic statements about the Holocaust. Now, as you know, hold on, I'm going to pull up her statement. She even apologized for what she said, but apparently ABC decided that they would suspend her because they didn't want to risk it with their, Jewish supporters and sponsors and all that. ABC News suspended The View host Whoopi Goldberg for 2 weeks Tuesday night, hours after she apologized for having falsely declared on the daytime TV program that the Holocaust was not about race. In the statement, ABC News President Kim Godwin bluntly described Goldberg's comment about the Holocaust, which were made on The View Monday, as wrong and hurtful. While Whoopi has apologized, I've asked her to take time and reflect and learn about the impact of her comments. The entire ABC News organization stands in solidarity with our Jewish colleagues, friends, family, and community. Godwin told staff in an internal email, which was obtained by CNN, that decisions over disciplinary matters are never easy. And Godwin said that she appreciated Goldberg's apology. But words matter, and we must be cognizant of the impact our words have, Godwin told staffers in the memo explaining the network's decision to suspend the actor and comedian. Goldberg first drew backlash on Monday morning when she insisted that the Holocaust was not about race, but rather man's inhumanity to man.
Then let's be truthful about it, because the Holocaust isn't about race. No, it's not about race. It's not about race. It's about man's inhumanity to man. These are two white groups of people. Let's talk about it for what it is. It's how people treat each other.
Whoopi Goldberg later went on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, where she attempted to explain her rationale for the comments, but what she said on the show only exacerbated the situation.
The American experience tends to be based on skin.
Yes, and so that is what race means to me. When you talk about being a racist, I was saying you can't call this racism. This was evil. This wasn't based on the skin. You couldn't tell who was Jewish. They had to delve deeply to figure it out.
Later Monday night, as the controversy continued to grow, Goldberg issued a written apology. In it, she said she erred in her remarks and understood why they were wrong. I'm sorry for the hurt I have caused, Goldberg said in the statement. Hours later, Goldberg opened up Tuesday's episode of The View, offering a second apology. Not one apology, 2 apologies. In the second apology, she said
that the Holocaust wasn't about race, and it was instead about man's inhumanity to man. But it is indeed about race, because Hitler and the Nazis considered Jews to be an inferior race. Now, words matter, and mine are no exception. I regret my comments, as I said, and I stand corrected. I also stand with the Jewish people, as they know, and y'all know, because I've always done that.
I said something that I feel a responsibility for not leaving unexamined, because my words upset so many people, which was never my intention, Goldberg said. I understand why now, and for that, I am deeply, deeply grateful, because the information I got was really helpful, and it helped me understand some things differently. I said the Holocaust wasn't about race and was instead about man's inhumanity to man, but it is indeed about race, because Hitler and the Nazis considered Jews to be an inferior race. Whoopi continued, now, words matter, and mine are no exception. I regret my comments, as I said, and I stand corrected. I also stand with the Jewish people, as they know, and y'all know, because I've always done that. After her on-air apology, Whoopi Goldberg hosted a discussion with the Anti-Defamation League president, Jonathan Greenblatt. Greenblatt later said on Twitter that he accepted Goldberg's apology, but Goldberg's initial comments has stilled, roiled staffers across ABC News. Some staffers believe disciplinary action was warranted. Now, after all them apologies, the first apology, the second apology, the host of the Anti-Defamation League, like, dang, y'all canceling Whoopi worse than y'all canceling the baby.
You just let me know when you're ready to go.
I'm ready right now, Chuck.
I find it really interesting because it's really kind of confusing, combative, because you find people say, hey, I'm converting to being a Jewish person. So it can be kind of confusing whether it's a race or religion. Okay, would you just say that? Okay. Now, I'm not taking from it. I'm just saying sometimes it can kind of be confusing if you're a person on the outside. Mm-hmm. As an African American who's been discriminated against because of the color of their skin, no one ever says they are converting to being an African American. We have no choice by the color of our skin to be an African American or not. Some of us. So it can be kind of confusing. Now, I have watched The View ever since I was a kid. There have been a lot of views on The View that has never been canceled, that has never been suspended. Meghan McCain sat up there for years and said a lot of things that I thought was discriminated against African Americans was never suspended.
Always. Mm-hmm.
So even Barbara Walters, when she called Monique kids creatures, she was never suspended. So there's a lot of things that's going on The View where it's never been reprimanded, but I feel like, now not that I'm taking away anyone who's Jewish who has been offended, but it is kind of confusing when someone says, oh, I converted to being a Jewish, like let's just say a woman marries a Jewish guy. And they say, oh, no, I converted to Catholicism or whatever. I forgot the word. But they're converted. It's confusing. It really is confusing. And because if you listen to the statement she was saying Hitler was wrong. She was saying the Germans were wrong. But she was saying that main purpose of doing that was hatred. Exactly. Not necessarily whether someone was Jewish or not Jewish enough. She was just saying that it came from hatred. The same way with African Americans and slavery. The bottom line, it came from hatred. It wasn't necessarily, it was race. The bottom line was race, but it was really hatred for us. But as African Americans, we can't hide whether we're black or not, most of us. I can't say, I might look Irish, but I am African American. Mm-hmm. Like, you kind of look at, for the most part, I'm not speaking for everybody, but the majority of African Americans, I feel like Whoopi got an unfair hand, and I feel like ABC, as they normally do, is sticking with the Caucasian crowd.
Of course.
Because if I look at a Jewish person, I don't know whether they're Jewish or not. Honestly, my personal opinion. And I could be wrong.
It is so unfortunate. Not one time have we ever heard any network make a comment and statement and say and stand in solidarity of the African American community. Not one. Can you think of anything where someone has said something that was offensive to African Americans and ABC News or NBC or CNN or anybody said, well, we're suspending this person because what he said was offensive to the African American community? Never.
Right.
And why is that?
Because most of the Jewish community owns a lot of publications. They own a lot of the entertainment industry. They own a lot of everything. So, but listen, Nick Cannon came back from his Jewish comment. Maybe Whoopi can come back too. Or it could be a flaw.
Well, I don't see where she did anything wrong.
She did nothing wrong, from my point of view.
She said it was inhumane. She didn't say that anything that they did was right.
And most people who are against Black Lives Matter, they are saying whoever was against the person who they discriminated against was right, and rightfully so. Whoopi was saying, it wasn't really about the skin color to me, what she was saying. Mm-hmm. It was about a person being an awful human being, is what she saw.
Yeah.
She wasn't condoning it.
And the fact of, as Black people, we don't have the option to hide behind, okay, I might be Muslim, Jewish, Christian, whatever. If you dark skinned and Black, you is Black. There's no ambiguity behind the fact. But Jewish people, some Jewish people, I know they have certain facial features or whatever that some people can say, oh, he's Jewish. But at the end of the day, they can hide behind the veil of being Caucasian or European or whatever the case may be. So yeah, exactly. It's not a race. And so I guess, everybody says the Nazis were ignorant in that fact because they considered Jewish people an unclean race, but that was the Nazis being ignorant. And we understand it was all inhumane, and them trying to obliterate an entire group of people was inhumane. So I don't understand what she said was warranted a suspension, though.
I gotta say this. The whole world joined together to save the Jewish people. There's never been a situation where the whole world joined together to save the black race from slavery to the civil rights era. There was a whole world war to save the Jewish people. Maybe I'm wrong, but there has never been a whole world war to save my people. But she can get suspended. But there's never been there was a war for the Jewish people. There was liberation for the Jewish people. There was money for the Jewish people. There has never been a whole war. Where is our war? When were they coming to save us? Nobody came to save us. There was a civil war, but those other countries around the world, nobody came to save us. And they say, the Jewish people are the richest people. There are a lot of wealthy people. The whole world came to save them. Do you know how it would feel or how far ahead we may be as a race if the whole world came to save? Can you imagine if you had the whole world come to save Michelle as a black woman?
No.
Anne Frank, the whole world came to save Anne Frank. If the whole world came to save Michelle Brown or Joshua Carter, can you imagine how far? The Civil War just wasn't about freeing slaves. So you can't just throw it up there. Now, I'm a little educated. I did kind of go to college.
A little bit.
So a little bit. And did kind of get a degree just a little bit. But the Civil War was not just about to free slaves. Let's just be clear. It was about property, rights, and all the other stuff. Slavery just happened to be one of the other factors in it. But there was a whole war to save the Jewish people. And it was hundreds of years of African American slavery and killing, and they still killing us. Now, Jewish in the concentration camp kind of ended a little earlier than black crucifixion, and that's just all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. Now, the views of Joshua Carter is not a part of Straight from the A or ATL, and this is my point of view as a black man. I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to drink me some more tequila.
I'm just it just upsets me that an entire community of people, the Jews and the Jewish people and the Caucasian people and the gays and the trans, everybody sticks together, and when they have a battle to fight, they fight their battles together. But we as a collective, as black people, we don't do that. We like, she said it. She got to stand in her shit. Whatever. I ain't saying it. You know what I'm saying? Or when it's, a black woman, perhaps, like myself, who says something that, the LGBTQ community may find offensive. There are people like, she got to stand in it. She did it. She's a woman, whatever. We're not standing behind her. I just wish that, black women, black men, as a collective, would stand together the way other people stand together.
It gotta mean something. But what did it really mean? Because at the end of the day, do we still have the corporate respect? The Jews didn't accept Whoopi's apology, so they canceled her for a week or two to take money out of her pocket. What we will accept is a YouTube channel instead of being on the actual network. Now, if you believe in me how you believe in me, Michelle wouldn't just put me on her Patreon. Like, no, you're my friend. I believe in you. I would not only give you a channel, I would let you sit beside me and be on my channel. Just believing in me.
Yeah.
They're going to put you on their main stage and expose you to their main stage.
Yes, the main
or
stage.
They're going to give you like, friend, come to Essence. Use my pass. I might not make it to all the parties, but look, use my pass. You good. Now, she might not know I use all her passes all the places I went, but let's use my pass. And you good. That's when somebody kind of believes in you.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Not when Fox gives you something. Here's the thing: how do you sit on a platform and historically they have been against your people, and when they offer you a position, they offer you crumbs at the table that they dust off, and you still sit there and accept it? To me, that's crazy.
I honestly don't think she should come back. I think she should walk away because she is what's holding the View together.
Absolutely.
Once Barbara Walters left,
Absolutely.
Whoopi is the moderator. Whoopi is the glue that holds everybody together, whether she agrees with Meghan McCain and all of them or not. She's the one who, holds it. She is the one with the popularity, the notoriety.
Legendary.
Yes.
She's an EGOT.
Yes.
Emmy, Tony, Oscar, Grammy. She has it all. Like, everybody knows Whoopi Goldberg. Her acting is legendary. Everything about Whoopi is legendary. Her career speaks for itself. Nobody on that panel is more well known than Whoopi Goldberg outside of Joy, because Joy been on there so long. But outside of the hell knows who the rest of those people are.
Right.
They switched those chairs like musical chairs.
Right.
And to me, what really stuck out to me is Meghan McCain standing out, tweeting, talking about, oh, that's the best they could do. Meghan McCain.
Yes, how is Meghan McCain on the same platform as this woman and then telling the network that they need to punish her more?
And she got fired. They never punished Meghan McCain for the things that she did. It's just amazing. But Meghan McCain got away with so many things because her father passed and he was a politician, stuff like that. He had a premature death. But I just don't get it. I get the whole thing. Whoopi Goldberg had an ex that did blackface and stuff like that, but she was a comedian. She was using that blackface. Really, if you really look at the backstory of that, she used it to show them how they treated her. You guys got to look at the backstory of that blackface situation more than what the media wanted it to be. But listen, I digress. Y'all gonna keep watching Flop Soul. Y'all gonna keep thinking they great and they doing us a favor. And we're going to keep watching them buffoons up there, fooling us like they're great. It's just silly. It's silly. It's degrading. It's depressing. It's just dumb.
It is. Joy defended Whoopi. Okay. Well, I'm just listen. This situation is just a hard one. You know what I'm saying? Because we know what a legend that Whoopi is. And I know a lot of people don't like her for whatever reason, but at the end of the day, you can't take away her accolades. You can't take away the things that she's done and her influence on the culture. So, what she said to me didn't warrant all this. I don't know what the agenda is behind it. But I wasn't watching The View anyway because I don't get up there early. But I feel like people should be watching The View and they should stand in support of Whoopi and not watch The View while she's gone.
So I honestly, and it could be my ignorance, I did not know it was a race thing. I knew earlier part of it was a race thing, but what it has become, I thought, I don't know. Let me just leave that alone. Next topic.
Whoopi considers herself to be Jewish. That's why she has that last name, and they still did this to her. All her husbands were white. I don't care what she has done, she can still be fired. Okay, because she works for them. I know Jesse, she can still be fired. I'm not saying she can't be. That's why I said she needs to walk away. If they are going to suspend her, might as well let her go. Let her go.